Hi everybody, Bill Knutson here, New York Sports with an Attitude. And in the last 2 months, the attitude has been pretty crabby, pretty sad and depressed, angry, whatever you want to call it. But not tonight. Last night we had a 6-1 lead in the 7th inning, gave up 5 runs in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and choked away a very winnable game, as I've said before, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. So I was a little bit nervous, going into the late innings tonight. We had a 6-3 lead in the 7th, but the bullpen came in and did a good job, and the starter was okay. Oswalt, 2 runs in 4 innings. Not great, but not horrible. Our offense showed up, so that helped. Lugo came in, and he was really the key relief pitcher. He gave up a run, but it was 6-2 when he came in. Gave up a run, but he pitched 3 innings, so he got us through the 7th, and we still had a 6-3 lead. Blevins, a very rare good outing, 2/3 of an inning, didn't give up anything. Gesellman came in and got the last out of the 8th inning on 1 pitch. And then I was still nervous. 6-3 in the 9th. Familia coming in, and almost every time he's got to put base runners on and make you sweat, even when he does get a save. Otherwise, he blows it. But he came in and 1, 2, 3. There we had it. It was really the 5th inning. The offense came through, and we got several 2-out hits with runners in scoring position, and all year long we've been one of the worst, if not the worst teams with getting 2-out hits with runners in scoring position. But Frazier hit a 2-run homer in the 5th. We fell behind early in the game. And then Bautista, Cabrera, Conforto all got RBI singles with 2 outs in the 5th inning and gave us that 6-2 lead. And like I said, bullpen came in and was solid. And we get a 6-3 win tonight. Only went 2-3 on this short road trip through Miami and Toronto, but should have really been 3-2. We should have had last night's game, but could have been worse. Could have been 1-4 or 0-5. So you would think, now that we're going home for 11 straight games before the All-Star break. And normally, everybody would be like, okay, cool. But the Mets have been so horrible at home. They don't hit. I don't know why. They're batting like 210, 215, something like that at home. Just horribly bad. I don't understand it. But I'm hoping that'll change. We're off on Thursday. And then the Tampa Bay Rays come in for 3, and the Phillies come in for 4, including a doubleheader next Monday. And then Washington comes in for 4 going into the All-Star break. We got DeGrom Friday night against Tampa Bay. So hopefully he can continue to pitch great, and we can score enough runs, and the bullpen won't blow the game for him. A lot of hopefullys. But, hopefully that'll happen, and hopefully we can go into the All-Star break. Let's get at least a 7-4 homestand. Something positive going into the All-Star break. 15 games under 500, it's just terrible. But at least 7-4. Show something. Show something to the Mets fans that want to come for the last, and watch for the last 70 games of the season, or 68 games, whatever it is, at the All-Star break. Hopefully that will happen. All right, well, Nimmo was as usual today. Got an RBI single in the 3rd that tied the game up for us. Got a couple of more walks, Gotta love that kid. I hope we keep him for the long term, because we're going to be sellers in the next few weeks, I would assume. And hopefully we don't sell him. And hopefully when we sell, we get back a lot more than we give away, which in Mets history has been rare. We usually get taken to the woodshed with the trades we seem to make. And the list is long. But I'm hearing Syndergaard is going to come back most likely before the All-Star break. I'm also hearing that Milwaukee really wants him. And they have a really good AAA system, which is fine. But as I've said before, a lot of guys in AAA, a lot of blue chip prospects end up not doing much. What I'd really like, if we do trade him to Milwaukee, is to get Christian Yelich back, a well-established, outfielder and hitter with speed, and get a couple of 2 or 3 of their top prospects. But everything I've heard about the potential players involved in that trade, Yelich isn't one of them. But we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. I'll keep an eye on football and hockey, and as the summer goes on, we'll see what happens. Already heartbreaking news for the Islander fans, including myself. Big blow, losing Tavares. So I think that's just gonna, keep us pretty much irrelevant for the foreseeable future. Hopefully I'm wrong on that, but I don't see what's really going on right now. We got a good coach and good GM, so hopefully they'll be able to figure something out. But losing Tavares, that hurt. All right. Oh, one last thing before I start to close out. Back to a base running thing. I forgot to mention it after last night's game. Todd Frazier hits a ground ball, and the throw is high and wide of first base. Pulls the first baseman off the bag, and Frazier kind of goes around him, avoiding the tag. All he had to do was avoid the tag and dive into first base. The only time you're supposed to dive into first base. And he doesn't do it. He avoided the guy's tag and then tried to go back into the bag standing instead of diving in. If he dove, he would have been safe. But he goes back standing and, of course, gets tagged out. You see these guys all the time diving into first base, and as I've said before, it's been scientifically proven to slow you up by 20%, but guys do it all the time. And then in this situation where you're supposed to dive, avoiding a tag, that's the only time you dive or slide into a bag. He was avoiding a tag, and he does it standing to make it easy to get tagged out. So, just one of my pet peeves. Major League Baseball players don't know how to run the bases, don't know what some of the rules of the game are, and it just drives me crazy. But I digress. Anyway, happy note. Mets win, 6-3. And off day Thursday, like I said. Big homestand coming up, 11 games. DeGrom pitching against Tampa on Friday. And hopefully get us off to at least a 7-4 homestand so we can feel good for the mythical second half. The second half already started. And on another positive note, we're 2-1 in July. So, thank God June's over. 2-1 in July. And going home for 11 games, and hopefully we're going to turn things around about, how badly we've been playing at home. All right, so subscribe when you get a chance. Make sure you're watching the shows. Get other people to check things out and subscribe. In closing, I hope you had a wonderful, happy, healthy 4th of July. And, that's all I've got for now. And have a great day, and we'll see you next time.